Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Miftahur Ridha. I will present my paper entitled Book Summary of Distinctive Feature, Phonological Process, and Phonological Rules. Distinctive feature definition. Distinctive feature is the most basic unit of phonological structure that distinguishes of one from another within a language. For example, the feature voice distinguishes the two bilabial plosive p and b. There are many different ways of defining and arranging feature into feature systems. A feature as the building blocks of utterance. Once it becomes evident that it is advantage to view segment as composed of sets of properties rather than as individuals entities. We can show the relationship by listing explicitly the properties or feature for each segment. Okay, from the example, then we can compare the segment for similarities and difference. For example, p and b are both labial subsidiary in voicing. B. Binary feature. For feature indicating opposite traits, we can employ a binary system, plus and minus, to show whether or not the attribute is present. The advantage of a binary system is that one can show explicitly how members of pairs such as voiceless or nasal oral are related to each other in a way in which other possible pairings such as voice oral or voices nasal are not. The major class feature: syllabic, sonorant, consonantal. Syllabic takes a sound that can function as a nucleus in a syllable to be syllabic. Sonorant. A sonorant is a sound whose phonetic content is predominantly made up by the sound waves associated with voicing. Consonantal sounds are produced with a major obstruction in the mid-sagittal region of the vocal tract. The manner feature: continuant, delayed release, strident nasal lateral. Continuant made with incomplete closure in the oral cavity, mean that the particular feature plays no role in classifying the segment. Nasal made with the velum lobered. Lateral made with the lateral flow of air. E. Place of articulation feature. Anterior consonants refers to consonants articulated in the front of the mouth. Coronals are consonants articulated with the flexible front part of the tongue. Phonological process. Phonological processes are patterns of sound errors that typically developing children use to simplify speech as they are learning to talk. Assimilation: when a consonant sound starts to sound like another sound in the word. Assimilation is a sound change in which some phonetics, typically consonants or vowels, change to become more similar to other nearby sounds. For example, the word cupboard, although it is historically a compound of cup and bird, is always pronounced cupboard, never cupboard, even slow, highly articulated speech. And this explanation about the of the example. Syllable structure process. Sound chain that cause sounds or syllable to be reduced, omitted, or repeated. Cluster reduction is the deletion of the one or more consonant from a two or three consonant cluster. This example. See strong and weak forms of some common English word. We use the strong form when we pronounce the word alone or when we want to emphasize them. On the other hand, weak forms are pronounced with a sound, making them weak, almost mute. This is the example of the strong form and weak form. Phonological rules. A phonological rules is a formal way of expressing a systematic phonological or morphological process, or the are conic sounds chain in language. Yes, this is the following two rules state that obstruents becomes voiceless and that vowels become nasalized. This is the example. A. Rules for deletion and insertion. Deletion is indicated by all the null symbols, and where the environment is dimension on both sides of the arrow. Metathesis and coalescence is a sound chain where two or more segments with a distinctive feature merge into a single segment. I think that's enough about my explanation. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.